Holy shit, we're at episode 75.
And we're swearing now?
I'll be bleeping that out.
Oh my god, there's an episode of Modern Family on tonight, and the girl bleeps out the F word, and like everybody's up in arms about it because she's saying the F word. But Al's not a 4-year-old girl, so it's okay for him to swear.
Anyway, welcome to our 75th episode. I'm Alfonso Santinello. You guys know the lovely Corey Vittoramo. And we have our true host from the Business channel, Nick Gelfand. Thank you for coming and celebrating 75.
Fantastic. Glad to be here.
Thanks.
Also, I've been on several shows that have never really aired.
Do we have to mention that on camera?
Probably 69 and 70.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have some really interesting topics to go over today. We're going to go over Spotify, the Fast Company's change generation, Zappos getting sued, and Polaroid. So we'll start off with the first one. Spotify a lot of artists are not signing on to Spotify. So basically, if you don't know what Spotify is, get under the rock you're living under.
Okay.
And it's basically a music streaming app, website, app through Facebook, everything, where you can pay $5 or $10 and you can listen to unlimited music. And basically, the musical artists will get paid out every time their song is played.
Okay.
But there are a lot of artists that don't like that. They'd rather go and do the traditional means where they purchase the albums, the songs individually, not do the whole streaming kind of thing. Yeah. Artists like Adele, Coldplay, who else did they say? Adele, Coldplay, Black Keys, Tom Waits. I don't know who Tom Waits is, but they're all not into doing this. A lot of the artists, and when they do their contracts, they're legally, the record label has the rights to their right. streaming or whatever they do. And some artists have the right. So those artists have the right and they don't want it. So, it goes against depending on what they do.
So, it's up to the artist to decide if they want to allow Spotify to solicit their music on their website. Yeah,
it's basically, you can, say I download the Spotify app on my phone and it's like iTunes, but you just pay a monthly fee and you listen to whatever you want. But the artist and the record label has to agree to let them play the song. So it's causing a little bit of, I don't know if it's controversy is a word, because Universal Music Group, Sony, Warner, EMI, they're the biggest record labels in the country, in the world, and they signed off for most of their artists to be a part of it, but some of their artists not. So now it's like artist versus artist, well, why they get to do it and why, you know what I mean? So now it's...
And there's other sites, like Pandora, for example, is a site I listen to sometimes. I know Yahoo and several larger sites have like set a radio station where you pick a song or an artist and it just plays things like it, and you don't have to pay anything for it. Pandora just does a commercial once in a while.
Yeah.
Every other song.
Well,
no, it's not bad.
Not recently. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Oh, really? I've stopped using Pandora.
Yeah, I use Pandora. I use Pandora a lot, but if you also don't pick, if you don't mark that you like a song or dislike it for a while, it'll actually stop and a little thing will pop out. Are you still listening? Yeah. We have to pay for every song that we're playing. So it's interesting, but it also brings me back to, I'm a little bit older than you guys, so I remember when music sharing was kind of very new. Napster was massive.
Days. I remember Napster.
And our buddies from Metallica, which was a group.
I remember
which
that
was
whole
a group.
thing.
Yeah.
Which was a group. Apparently they're not a group anymore.
I know who they are.
Well, okay, we're getting into more of like the fame and money aspect of them. But yeah, no, I remember Napster, that big lawsuit, that just pretty much shut it down.
Well, I mean, there was a couple sites after, like BearShare and LimeWire or something like that.
I forgot about BearShare. Wow.
But what happened is, it basically, at least these artists have a choice.
Yeah. Because
this is a legal means of having their music available, and they do get compensated, where the original, generation of this type of, this format was, you steal it.
Yeah.
It was, Napster, we just sat around, downloaded, we shared music amongst ourselves. So we would buy, that CD up, rip it into your computer and then leave it up there for sharing, and then anybody can take it.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah.
The buying the CDs part, not the stealing. Next up, Fast Companies came out with the Change Generation. It's pretty much a 30-year-old and under founders of these startups that they're really cool, and it has to do with making the world a better place. And it's really cool. I'll go over the list real quick. Wonderfly, founded by Christy Liu. Energy in Common, Hugh Wallan. Holsty, their two brothers, Mike and Dave Radpavar. Welcome. This is,
After 75 episodes, we haven't learned to not pronounce it.
Nope.
Keep going strong.
SoundCloud, Eric Walforce, Jack Threads, Jason Ross. She's the First, Tammy Tibbetts. iQuant, Fabian Stelzer. What? Is it iQuaint?
I don't know.
Music Unites. I know that one. Michelle Edgar and Scratch, Phil Pinnell. So, I mean, I know of Jack Threads, and I think it's really, really cool. The only thing I don't understand is when you sign up for this, it's a men's discount, clothing, accessories kind of thing. When you don't sign into it, like you sign up, but then you have to be approved to be a member. It's not like you sign up and you automatically get these savings.
Is it like clothes sharing?
No. God, no. So I signed up, and like 2 weeks later, I got in, whatever, and they have really good clothes and really good brands and really good deals. So I think this is definitely good. I don't know how it kind of fits into making the world a better place, unless you're making guys that don't dress well.
What's the idea of is it linked with recycling?
Nope.
Or
all it says is where guys can find exceptional value on top men's fashion.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, I happened to pick Holsty to do a little research, and their goal is to create the greatest social impact while creating the smallest environmental impact. And they had a commercial that was linked to TED commercials, so the TED conferences, and there was it's just like words, and it's these people riding on bikes. I actually posted it to my Facebook, and it's really impactful commercial, and it's not like they're soliciting their name, buy our products. It takes you through this journey of how life is too short. So I think that what they're trying to do is create a social buzz, and then it gets you to like them, and then buys you into their products. So it's interesting how.
And it'll probably get you depressed too.
No, you'll have to watch the video.
Yeah, I will. Well, we'll throw it up on the Strictly Business Facebook page, facebook.com/strictlybusiness, and you guys can check it out. We'll throw it up there so you guys can see it. I mean, there are a lot of cool companies. She's the First goes over helping girls be the first ones in their families to graduate. That's a really good step forward for especially the certain demographics that a lot of them don't end up going to school.
I like the iQuant because it's actually a website. It's a guy uses neuroscience to show you where people will look on a web page.
Oh yeah, I actually study. I mean I've known of it, but I've never actually used it. But it's so good to use on a marketing standpoint, just so you know where people are looking. Because if you're just kind of throwing things up on your website and you're just kind of guessing, then
because we've all seen websites that are just don't chaotic. So it makes
not the Business Channel website. No.
Absolutely not.
All right. So next up, Zappos gets hacked. By the time this airs, it would have been like a week or two this has happened, but pretty much 24 million. They're saying around 20 or so million have been hacked, where the information, including the names, email addresses, billing, and shipping addresses, phone numbers, last four digits on the credit cards, passwords.
TJ Maxx all over again.
Yeah. So, the CEO, Tony, I'm not even trying to pronounce his last name, and I'm probably going to be an idiot.
You guys are on a first name basis, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're like this. Tone and I. Just kidding. Well, I mean, he said to not worry about it because the credit card information was on a different server. But at the same time, if that's been hacked, and for a company of Zappos magnitude, who doesn't say it doesn't have to happen to another company or their own company again, but into the credit card system? This is why I'm never a big fan of really purchasing anything online.
There's no way around it. And then,
how do you go on?
Yeah, they say you should have
short.
a different password. I think on every site. How are you going to keep track of every password on every site? Yeah, exactly. I mean, it happens all the time, and it's just unfortunately, you just got to keep an eye on your credit report, keep an eye on your credit cards, and there's nothing you can do about it. We always hear about Anonymous, that hacking group. I mean, they do things even crazier than breaking into Zappos' systems.
Yeah.
So things are accessible.
I mean, I'm sure Zappos is kind of concerned about the well-being of their organization. I mean, how is this going to impact their business overall?
Yeah,
but we look at TJ Maxx, and I remember when that credit card hacking ordeal went down. That was like 5 years ago.
No, that long ago already.
We were in. I was a sophomore in college. But you question the first few times that you use your credit card, but then after a while, it just kind of gets old, and you just go back to the same habit. So I think it's important that you do have different passwords.
Yeah. And those G's look good on you, you know.
At discounted value. By the way, TJ Maxx is not a sponsor of this episode.
Although I wish they were.
Gordon just wants a discount.
Zappos, you know, I mean, it's really bad publicity that's going on right now, and people are not going to trust their website. So they're going to have to do something, just like when the recall went through with Toyota.
Yeah.
You know, they have to make their customers feel safe again.
Yeah. And lastly, Polaroid is going digital. You know, it's been known Kodak is on the brink of filing for bankruptcy. And it's understandable. Everyone's got their phones, and now, you know, with the iPhone, that, you know, and even all the Droids, they're taking great pictures, and people want instant uploads to Facebook and Twitter and blah, 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 blah. So Kodak is having trouble. Polaroid, on the other hand, it seems like they're not having any trouble, and they're actually going digital, and they're creating a camera that has Android apps on the camera, which is, I almost said redonkulous, but ridiculous, even though I just said it. Yeah. All right, so it's called the Polaroid SC1630 Smart Camera. It was premiered at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago. Features a touchscreen, full Android app market, three-time optical zoom, Wi-Fi, so you can still upload. You know, their whole thing is trying to make sure that people know that, you know, it's a camera that they're buying, not a phone. Doesn't do anything else but take pictures. But then they're going to allow you to upload it to anything that you want to upload it to. I think it's smart for them to go on the digital route. You know, they got rid of their film, I guess, a few years ago, probably when they hired Lady Gaga.
I was just going to say, it doesn't hurt to slap a celebrity on a project.
Yeah, no. Well, they hired her into like a full-time position. What was it? Creative director.
Yeah.
And she's releasing her own cameras, and they're going to call the...
Do they look really weird?
I don't know. I tried looking through
It's like
the
a
picture.
steak. Or an egg.
Well, the 3-product series is going to be called Gray Label by House of Gaga. Is that how you say it? House or Haas? I'm not a Gaga person, so I don't know.
I assume it's House of Gaga, like
yeah. It's H-A-U-S, however you Germans pronounce it. House of Gaga.
All the Germans watching that episode.
All 3 of you. So they revealed the first one, and I don't know, they're going to release 2 more in a little bit, but I think it's a little...
Excuse me.
Like, do you want to answer that? This is why we turn our phones off.
Well, I think that Polaroid's making a great move.
That was actually Gaga.
She outguessed it. I pronounced it wrong.
Thank you for the plug.
Baby, I was born this way.
Imagine it, every time you take a picture, it just makes like the monster noise or whatever she does.
My little monsters. No, I think Polaroid's doing a really great move. They're listening to what their customers want. I mean, people right now, all they want to do is take a picture and share it right away, and it has to be instant. So, and they're listening to their consumer. It's awesome.
I mean, they did originally. You know, shake it like a Polaroid picture. You know?
Shake it.
But I mean, their product clearly is something like nobody else has. I mean, I don't understand why they can't make it a phone too.
Yeah,
because the one thing it seems like it doesn't have.
It looks just like.
It looks like my.
And then
it looks like that phone.
Right, and then the camera just comes out.
But a full.
I'll be throwing a picture up here.
Yeah, 16 megapixel, 3 times optical zoom. Actually, the zoom's a little low.
Well, it's even coming out with like a Bluetooth connection. So even if you're in the same room as your printer, you can even click print and it'll print it out of your printer. And I mean, that's already been done, but it's at the aspect of more of like the digital aspect of it, where Bluetooth is more, it's a wider range than Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, you know, you have to be like 10 feet away to like press print. But this, you're more apt to like, you know, we're in open square and the studio's on the 4th floor. If I was all the way down on the 2nd floor of my office, then that would be more like the Bluetooth capability.
I think they're going to have a huge grasp on like the younger generation, because the younger generation, they don't call each other. They text and they Facebook message, and it's like it has a sleek look to it. So you just pop that in your purse and go, and
it's a good way for parents to give to their kids without paying the cell phone bill.
That's true. So
and brand recognition never hurts, and
right.
I think the older people look at it exactly. I mean, think about how when Singular bought AT&T, but they took on the AT&T name.
The positive brand recognition.
It's just it's that brand recognition.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for the round table segment, and we're gonna be back with an all new for real.
For real.
For real.
Episode 75.
For real.
For real.
So this episode's for real comes from the domain .xxx. It's the adult entertainment industries of the .coms. Someone registered Richard Branson's name on the domain, and they can't track it. They don't know who owns it, and Richard Branson has a shitload of money, and he should have people in place when things come out where people can have the opportunity to buy his name.
Yeah.
They need to get on it and buy it. You make multi-billion-dollar dollars, and yet you can't hire someone to buy a $20 domain name. There's a problem there. You should be firing someone. Like, this doesn't hire me. This doesn't make sense. It's like, seriously.
Yeah, and his team needs to work a little bit harder. You think they would have been on top of this and already bought the name. But they don't know who bought this name. So richardbranson.xxx is out there in internet world, and nobody knows who that domain name belongs to.
Obviously, when people do this, they want it where they can purchase and do it for like the $10,000, $100,000 to have them buy out the domain. But there's such a new service and a new domain whatever that they don't have a system or whatever set up yet, so you can't find out who owns it yet. So they can't sue anyone, they can't try to buy it off them, they can't do nothing because they don't know who owns it. So,
and think about how many hits it's getting now that this article has come out.
Especially because we're talking about it.
Yeah, totally.
For real. But it's just a stupid move on Richard Branson's team. I mean, he's a genius when it comes to entrepreneurship and business, but it was just a dumb move by the team. Or him. I don't know who was the decision. Is like, no, let's just not buy that domain. Who cares if it turns into a porno site? Because his name is his brand.
Yeah, I mean, I already registered Alfonso Santinello.xxx and Al.xxx and Fonzie, just to be sure. But I was supposed to tell him that, but now you know.
And Corey wanted to register Strictly Businews, I guess. And we're going to start doing new news now. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to search for the host. Maybe we'll do whoever has Richard Branson can do our new news. But yeah, that's all I'm going to talk about it on this one, I guess.
So everybody has to go out and register their name.
Yes, and don't turn it into a porno site unless you want to. I'm not telling you what to do.
But if you do, you can tell us about it. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Tweet us at. Mentioning, follow us on Facebook at Strictly Businews and on Twitter at Get Businews. Episode 75. If you do want to come on the show, we are always looking for guests, interviews or roundtables. Email us at info@strictlybusiness.com. Let us know what you want to do. Give us a little background on yourself, and come join us on our awesome platform.
And you can wear clothes.
Yes, unless you want to do the new. No, I'm just kidding. We're not doing the news. All right. Well,
Until next time.
Yeah. See you guys next time.